work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Old School with DP and J.
And, this part of camp it happens in high school camp, when they have a certain amount of time before their game, before school starts and all that. And then it happens in college and it happens in the pros. I had more fights with some of my good friends, the guys that I'm considered lifelong friends at this point in camp, than with some over-energized rookie trying to make a name for himself. Seriously.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Nebraskans are proud of their public schools. Hi, I'm Tim Royers. As a Nebraska Teacher of the Year, I traveled across the state and saw the value public schools bring to our communities every day. They're where our kids get the skills and opportunities they need to succeed. They're where families come together to enjoy a musical, cheer for our teams, talk with teachers, and build trusted relationships. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all.
This is On the Block with Strick and Nate. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
And Hokie Homer turned Husker, Nathan Brennan.
Everyone knows that I'm the smartest person here.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Nate. Hold up.
There it is. We're here. It is On the Block. But it is not Nate. It is Rico Suave in here. For the time being, Austin is, it's okay. We went silent. We're good?
We're good.
Okay, listen. It's okay. These are growing pains that we learn when we have a wonderful leader in Ellie that is on the board. And she's learning. It is okay. It is okay to play the wrong one every now and then. I still love Nate Brennan, but that's all right. Nate is not here. It is me and Rico for a segment, and then Austin will be rejoining us back. A lot of busy things happening down here on 10th and O Street. Shout out to you, the Blockheads. Thank you for joining us, being here with us, celebrating with us, hanging out with us, and all that good stuff. But we're also appreciative to Nebco and as constructors in a local business that has been around for a while, a long time, 1908 to be exact. They're hiring for all positions with immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908.
That's a long time.
Boy, I was born
1908
in 1918.
Oh, okay. 1918.
Yeah.
Okay.
Visit nebcoinc.com or constructorslincoln.com if you want to be a part of the team. Jobs starting at about $23 an hour. So there it is. You can also get a CDL license. Hey, so if you're looking for that to be a regional or a interstate trucker, you can also join there and get those opportunities available to you through Nebco.
The long haul trucking.
Yeah, if you want to be a part of the long haul crew, I you know what, Rico, when I was growing up, right, I would always see the truckers, and I was living in Alabama at the time. I was always seeing the truckers, and I thought I wanted to be one because I just thought the cabs was the greatest spaceship ever.
It was pretty cool,
right?
My dad was a trucker for a while. I went with him once on one of his trips. I think he was a long haul trucker. We went for a really long time. I barely remember this. I just remember being in the truck with him while he was driving and like falling asleep in the back, like in the bed in the back. Like it was fun from what I can remember.
Yeah.
That's really all I have.
I've always thought that was just one of the dopest things to do and to drive. Like I was recently, Rico, I was up at the game, and I was with a good friend of mine. We went to high school together. You were probably too young to remember Sasha Shepard and Devin Shepard. Devin was like a freaking genius, like a Rain Man type of dude. I mean,
okay.
He was like 16. He graduated with us at like 16. Whew. And then
smart people probably.
Yeah. And then so Sasha had some tickets, so I went with him to the game. And I was sitting there talking, and this is some inside information that some people may not know. One of the guys, they were I want to say, if I remember correctly, they were veterans that served in the Army. I think it was the Army. And, obviously thanked them for their service and let them know my father as well served 21 years. But on top of that, I told them that I wanted to be a naval aviator. And they were surprised. They're like, really? And I was like, yeah, just athletically, I was just pretty gifted there and didn't want to take that. I saw David Robinson come through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to watch David Robinson come through and do damage and work for Naval Academy. And then all of a sudden they said, you got a 4-year tour, my boy, before you can really step on this court. I said, I don't know if I can do. Like, I understand the service and all, but I just don't know. That time just wasn't working for me. But so anyway, man, time working. You had a week now to think about, to consider, to ponder.
Hopefully not wallow.
To pull hair out, to cut off the juggernaut.
Why are you the way you are?
That's an inside joke. That's an inside joke between me and the Bellevue's finest
such
track
a nice
guy.
So
we've had time now, and Nebraska's been at home for some time.
4 straight games.
They've got a chance to spend a lot of time in their bed.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a lot of time to walk to the training room and eat and just hit the weight room and practice on the facilities and in your locker. You're just
Surrounded by
comfortable.
your loved ones.
Yeah.
Being able to be around the fans who love you so much, not having to deal with a hostile, if you will, bus ride to the stadium, doing your high fives, going into the stadium, having people cheer for you as you enter and warm up on the field. And now is going to be your first experience in, well, not for many of the team, but for some of the team, your first experience of not that in a collegiate environment. And most importantly, your quarterback's first experience of not any of that in a collegiate environment. And although it is not the loudest or most intimidating place to go play, West Lafayette, it's still an away stadium. It's still a fan base that is going to be loud when you are on offense. And you know, for the first time, your defense will be able to hear their defensive coordinator trying to make changes on the sideline. So it's going to be an interesting aspect of Nebraska's game, seeing how the offense reacts to their first test in an away environment where hand signals are going to be very important from the coaching staff. Dylan Raiola's helmet communication technology is going to be very important with relaying signals and signs and messages to his offense, to his offensive line, to his wide receivers who are on the boundaries. Again, hand signals are going to be extremely important. It's not the most daunting environment, but it's going to be louder than you're used to.
Yeah. When we look at that time that is now elapsed and is gone by, you have what Rico just so eloquently shared as far as how it would feel and what it would look like and what's going to happen. But there's some things that could be plaguing the mind when you think about this game that's approaching. One, you weren't able to overcome a 1-score game again. Two, you had special teams issue
again.
We
thought that was figured out.
3, you had discipline issues because you had so many penalties.
The amount of you can't really excuse any penalties, but the amount of unnecessary, completely avoidable penalties that occurred while you were at home, and not in controlled things, but while you were at home, and had shown enough restraint through the first 3 weeks, especially against a bitter rival in Colorado. You weren't getting these penalties. But then Illinois comes to town, and all of a sudden you can't stop grasping and twisting of the face mask. Multiple times, just unnecessary things that Nebraska was doing.
Yeah. So you have to make those adjustments. You have to make those changes. When you think about the changes that do need to be made, they're not crazy adjustments. You really now got to do it with regards to the mind. That's where your fight's really going to be, because one, you got to go on the road. Then you've got all of that stuff sinking in. You have a bunch of what ifs. You can't let that beat you. It's that old adage of you can't let one opponent beat you twice. And part of that is like the physicality aspect of it, where you can't let your body, you can't let Illinois beat you up so badly that you lose the next week. But another part of that is that mentality aspect, where if you start going into your mind and say, well, what if we would have done this? What if we would have done that? Then you go into this game against Purdue and you start second guessing the things that you were able to do so well in the first 3 weeks, just because maybe Illinois was able to exploit a few of those things does not necessarily mean that those things are wrong. Does not necessarily mean that you need to go away from those things. So in Nebraska's eyes, in their minds, that's going to be the toughest test and the toughest battle for them, at least to me, is getting away from beating themselves up after having so much hype going into that Illinois game and falling just short, once again, a 1-score game that they had every chance to take control of, and they didn't take advantage of that. You can't let your mind wander and start to think, well, if we would have done this, if we would have done that, it's over. The week is that game is done. It's a week later. You're going to have to get over it, move past it. You still have so many more games to play. And it seems like
at least in the post-game presser and from what we've heard from players and coaches afterwards this last week, that they're pretty removed from that. They're pretty good at stepping forward, forgetting what happened Friday, and moving on towards their next game, towards this Purdue matchup.
Yeah. Purdue is taking a shellacking from Notre Dame, 66-7. They lost on the road to Oregon State as well, 38-21. Not too bad. A lot of people had high hopes on Indiana a little bit. I mean, some people did. Some people thought Indiana is very possible, could very possibly be a sleeper. They end up pulling that game out 35-31. And so what we found outside of the Indiana State game where they won 49-0 is they've had a couple of one-score games. Mm-hmm. One they've won and one they've lost. The one they lost was on the road. The one you lost was at home.
Yes.
So this is where we're going to see how each team fares in being able to potentially handle a one-score game, because anytime you're on the road, anything can happen. Mm-hmm. A team can go nuts on you. There's not anything crazy to worry about, but Nebraska has a propensity sometimes to look at guys like Hudson Card, who is not blowing the doors off of it by any means. 42 out of 66 for only 451 or 453, 6 TDs and 3 INTs. It's nothing that's jumping off the page that would make you fearful. But Nebraska in the past has had these situations like this where guys like that, or Mockabee goes absolutely berserk.
2 years ago, you have a walk-on Devin Mockabee
right?
who just goes off on you.
Buck wild.
Yeah, and that was a game that Nebraska's offense was in next level. Trey Palmer goes off against Purdue.
Yeah.
But you can't stop Devin Mockabee.
Exactly.
You can't
right?
stop the walk-on. You can't stop Crazy Legs coming out of the backfield, and he's still there. Oh, and by the way, they only added to their running back room with Reggie Love III, who transferred there from Illinois.
Yeah.
And is making their running back room even better. And what scares me about this Purdue team is not like, look, Purdue's not a scary team by any means. So don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to say that Nebraska is going to go into this game and they're going to lose. But what scares me about this Purdue team is something that Nebraska has struggled with in the past and has still shown the propensity to struggle with under Coach Rule, and that is an athletic, running, mobile quarterback. That's Hudson Card. He can move. He's not gonna run for 160 yards on you, right? He's not gonna Lamar Jackson or Jaden Daniels you, but the kid can move. He can get out of the pocket. He can make things happen, which is kind of what Illinois' quarterback was able to do, although he didn't have to because Nebraska wasn't getting pressure all that much. But Hudson Card can move. He can get out of the pocket. He can make things happen. That's going to press Nebraska's linebackers. It's going to press Nebraska's defensive backs and their to cover longer, and their defensive line to make sure that they keep contained. You can't let him get out of the pocket and start making things happen. That's the one thing that worries me the most about this Purdue offense is the fact that Hudson Card is able to move around and keep plays alive. He's not the most accurate quarterback. It's right. You're not terrified of him beating you with his arm or terrified of beating him with your legs, but he does just enough on both sides that could be a problem for Nebraska's defense with the way that they've defended mobile quarterbacks in the past.
So when what's his name that was there last year at Minnesota? What was the quarterback's name?
Tanner. No, that was at Wisconsin.
Gosh, what was his name? 402-464-5685.
Kaliak Manis.
I knew it was a weird name. Yeah. Kaliak Manis.
He's at Rutgers now.
He killed us.
Yes. And he's not a thrower.
Exactly. Like that's what.
He did the same thing too. So he did the same thing 2 years ago.
Yes.
When Ty Robinson knocked their quarterback out right before the half. Kaliak Manis came in the second half. Didn't pass for a lot, but ran all over Nebraska.
He was killing it.
Yeah, ran all over Nebraska. And the same thing last year. So not a lot of points.
Yeah.
But did just enough to beat Nebraska.
Yeah. So you're saying exactly what I'm seeing in my, I'm a visionary dude. I kind of see the pictures of it all. I don't necessarily have the names that coincide with it all. But what's your expectation, and what do you expect to see before we go to break here? Also for you guys, 402-464-5685, as well as on the YouTube, X, or Facebook stream. Like what do you hope to see after what you witnessed last week? Like everybody wants a blowout, but let's think about
That's
the
not gonna
tangible things, or you know what I'm saying? Not just a numbers game. Like, really, what do you want to see in this game?
I want to see Nebraska do what they did in the first 2 weeks. 3 weeks. First 3 weeks. Start fast, which and I was listening to early break. Everybody wants to start fast. Like that's a no-brainer. Obviously, you want to start fast. You want to score right away. But for Nebraska, it's start fast and keep your foot down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's a close game at half, if it's 21-7, 21-14, whatever it is. I just need Nebraska to feel like they're in control throughout the game. Even if you're up 14-7, I want it to feel like you should be up by more. I want it to feel like Nebraska is in control and they're up by 3 touchdowns when they're really up by 10 points.
Yeah.
Like, that's the type of Nebraska play that I need, is extremely physical, which is what they've prided themselves on and what they want to do, an extremely physical brand of football that leads to a fourth quarter, which Nebraska has not been very successful in so far this year. A fourth quarter of Nebraska scoring a dagger touchdown with like 8 minutes left, where you just think, okay, that's it. That's the nail in the coffin. I need Nebraska to be physical on both sides. Stop Crazy Legs Maccabee, stop Reggie Love, and force Hudson Card to try to beat you with his arm. Force him to throw the ball, although that could be a problem because their leading receiver is a tight end, and you know how much Nebraska struggles against tight ends. But he's their leading receiver with 10 receptions and 153 yards on the year. Like that's nothing crazy. They don't throw the ball all that much, but that's kind of what I want to see from Nebraska. I'm not expecting a massive blowout. I am expecting them to cover the 8.5 points or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can win by 14, I'd feel pretty good about that. But again, you win by 14, but it feels like you just dominated the entire time.
Yeah. On the Sutter Heyman text line, Husker P says, we all predicted a win versus Illinois. We all need to stop overlooking teams. Our Huskers are not consistent enough for us as fans to be able to do that. Yeah, I agree. And for me, I don't think let me just speak for me. I don't think I overlooked Illinois by any means.
I was told I was being negative because I thought Nebraska would win by that much.
I don't think I overlooked them. I here's the things that I said that because they didn't happen, the game was the way it happened. I said Nebraska can't have more than 3 to 4 penalties.
Yep.
You saw what the penalties number, double that plus yards or 100 yards.
Kept shooting yourself in the
foot. I said Nebraska's special teams don't leave it in the hands of Albano.
Well, he didn't even play, so.
Now, who missed the field goal then?
Hull. Alvano didn't play. He's not playing in this one either. And Rule said that he's probably going to be out a few more weeks.
Okay.
So John Hull is
Hull.
Yeah.
Okay. So even more for me then. Don't leave it in the whole hands of the special team.
Yep.
Shout out to Buschini. He's been doing his freaking thing punting that ball. Yes. I mean, he punted that ball 50-some yards into the wind. So shout out to him. He's getting things fixed.
He just needs to make sure he's more accurate with it. The power is there. The accuracy needs to be there.
And then I said defensively, they need to create turnovers, and they did. But the issue is, I think the penalties hurt them. I think a couple bad calls hurt them. I've got to say that a couple of the calls, I can't ultimately be mad, but it hurt you.
Wasn't great.
It wasn't great. So you shouldn't put yourself in that situation. So that's why I think that came out the way it did. Augie says, stop the run. Augie says, stop, and stop of the run.
Yes.
Mr. Cub says, come on up. Okay. I think part of it is that some fans were unrealistic at the start of the season. 6, 7, or 8 wins in a bowl game is still an improvement. Let's go. I have to agree with Mr. Cub.
I do too.
Right?
I wasn't expecting undefeated, all of that type stuff, but I was, hoping for something crazy, like not hoping for something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see where they go with that.
There it is. We got to get out of here and get to a break. 93.7 The Ticket. We are on the block. We'll be right back after a few messages.
Game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Nebraskans are proud of their public schools. Hi, I'm Tim Royers. As a Nebraska Teacher of the Year, I traveled across the state and saw the value public schools bring to our communities every day. They're where our kids get the skills and opportunities they need to succeed. They're where families come together to enjoy a musical, cheer for our teams, talk with teachers, and build trusted relationships. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G3569093 must trade.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
An action plan.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to On the Block. Big thanks to Rico for sitting in for me there for that segment. Strick will be back. Right now, we're going to bring in a special guest on our Allo Fiber VIP line. Allo Fiber is where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. Ellie's the phone line on for me here, please. We are pleased to welcome in Nick Batters, voice of the Omaha Storm Chasers. Nick, appreciate you taking some time to join the show today. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for having me. Good to talk Storm Chasers baseball with you.
Absolutely. Perfect time to talk some Storm Chasers baseball right now. Big night tonight for the team, for the franchise. We'll get to that later. But, Nick, just for people who might not have been paying attention, and shame on them for that, set the table for the Omaha Storm Chasers. Kind of what's the story of their season leading to tonight's huge game?
Oh, my goodness. This season it may be the most fun I've ever had working in baseball. This is my 8th season in pro baseball. This is an Omaha team that the AAA Omaha franchise has a long history. Going back to 1969, affiliated with the Kansas City Royals, the only AAA affiliate the Royals have ever known. And this year, Omaha, the Storm Chasers in 2024, won 89 games. That was a franchise record. blowing past the previous record. I mean, it really is the greatest year from a wins and losses statistical standpoint in franchise history. In the first half, Omaha won 49 games. In the International League, it's a 20-team AAA league as a split schedule. So the first half winner plays the second half winner for the right to go to the AAA National Championship game. So we won the first half. The records reset late in June, and then the Columbus Clippers won the second half. So here we are, a best-of-3 International League Championship Series with a trip to Las Vegas on the line. And it would be cool for Omaha to win the International League Championship Series because this is the third different AAA league Omaha has been a part of. The Omaha Royals were members of the American Association and then transferred to the Pacific Coast League, won league championships, several in both leagues. And now they have a chance to be the first AAA club to win a league championship in a third different league. So this is a special team. It's been a special season, just a whole lot of fun.
There's a lot going on in conference realignment in the college ranks. It'll always be the Pacific Coast League to me. I know it's the International League and whatnot now. Those are some of my first Omaha, not even just Storm Chasers, but Omaha Royals memories, Nick. As you look at that franchise record, 89 wins. Let's start with the position players. Let's start around the infield. Who have been some of the drivers on the dirt for the Storm Chasers this year?
Oh, man. Well, part of what's made this season so fun is that it's basically the same group from opening day that we have now, especially in the infield. I mean, if you look at what has gone on in Kansas City this year, the infield has, up until recently, been healthy. The entire team has been pretty darn healthy, and they've been playing good baseball. So there hasn't been that typical movement you might see between AAA and the big leagues. So we've been able to keep the core group together. Now that's Nick Prado, Gold Glove defense at first base. He was a minor league Gold Glover there a few years ago. It's Cam Devaney, who has played more innings at shortstop than just about anyone in minor league baseball. And he's led the team in runs batted in, hitting 8th or 9th in the order consistently. And then you have Nate Eaton, he's had some really good success at the AAA level over the last couple of years. Ryan Fitzgerald, he's been in AAA for the last few years in the Red Sox organization. He grades out as one of the best defenders in not just the International League, but in AAA. So we have a really great defensive infield. And because this entire core group has been together offensively, there were a couple days last week in Louisville where the Storm Chasers rolled out a lineup where everyone had 70 games played, 12 or more homers, 50 or more runs batted in. So it doesn't matter where you are in the order, they're going to be run producers.
A couple guys you brought up there were the heroes last night. Nate Eaton had the big blast, and then Nick Prado did his best Eric Hosmer impression with a walk-off sac fly in a playoff game. What did those moments last night mean for those two guys?
Oh, that was fantastic. I want to start with Nate Eaton because what doesn't show up in the highlight reel, or it isn't going to be the clip on Twitter, the pitch before Nate Eaton homered in the 8th inning to tie the game, he hit a foul pop-up down the right field line. The Columbus first baseman was camped under the ball, and it just clanked out of his glove. So that's an error to the first baseman. All of a sudden, Nate Eaton has another chance. Now, there's a strike on him, but on the very next pitch after that first baseman dropped the foul pop-up, Nate Eaton homered to tie the game. Just incredible. And then for Nick Prado, I mean, that walk-off means a lot for him, too, because he was at the plate in the 9th inning. You have the winning run on first base. It's the fastest player in the organization in Tyler Tolbert. Nick Prado's at the plate. He tries to lay down a bunt to move this speedy runner up to second, maybe even over to third if he can get a bad throw from the infield. And he popped it straight up, and the catcher caught it. Tyler Tolbert was doubled off of first. So not only Nate Eaton had this new breath of life, he homered. Nick Prado was trying to make up for a not great bunt earlier in the game. And shoot, he almost hit it out. I mean, he hit it to the warning track. So for those two guys, they've been grinding in the Royals organization, kind of have come up through the organization together. So both in the context of the game and their careers with the Royals, that was really special for both of them.
Then let's move onto the grass in the outfield. Drew Waters has been on a tear a couple different times this season. Tyler Gentry got his first cup of coffee in the big leagues. But I think the story to the outfield for me, as a Royals fan looking down in AAA, John Rave, what a year he's been having, Nick.
Oh, it has been so special to watch John Rave play. I've known him. We were in AA together, moved up to Omaha together last year. This is my third season with John Rave. Off the field, incredible human being. On the field, he's maybe been the best leadoff hitter in minor league baseball this year. He's been hitting first in the order for Omaha since mid-April, probably. He became a fan favorite last year. He became known for his highlight reel defensive catches. We did a bobblehead of him in August, but he was among the league leaders. He led the league in runs scored, but he was up there in hits and extra base hits and total bases. He also led the team in walks and home runs. So he was doing a little bit of everything on top of playing plus defense everywhere in the outfield. So, I mean, we can plug John Rave in anywhere. He's going to hit first in the order. We would not be in this position without John Rave.
We're talking with Nick Batters, voice of the Omaha Storm Chasers here on our Allo Fiber VIP line. Let's go to the mound. In the first two games of this International League Championship Series, Noah Cameron and then Chandler Champlin. Two guys that, correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, they didn't start the year in Omaha, did they?
No, they did not. And this is part of what's made this group so fun is that, it's been the core group, half the roster from opening day is still here now. But it has been the right pieces added over the course of the season. And Chandler and Noah are great examples. Now, they both started the year at AA Northwest Arkansas. Champ joined us mid-May. He actually he made his AAA debut against these Columbus Clippers. He got off to a great start, had 3 quality starts early in the year. He's a bulldog. He hasn't been getting a lot of swings and misses, but he's going to get soft contact. He's been really key, maybe one of the most reliable arms Omaha has. And then Noah Murdoch. I beg your pardon, Noah Cameron. Noah Cameron, he has been the best pitcher in the International League since he came to Omaha. He got bumped up from AA at the end of July. His first 6 starts were quality starts. From the time that he joined the Storm Chasers at the end of July to the end of the season, he led the league in everything. ERA, whip, strikeouts per 9 innings. Whatever stat you want to find, Noah Cameron has led the league in that. And he was the guy to go to for game one. Maybe they're not going to be pitching performances that blow you away, right? I mean, Noah pitched 5 innings, pitched into the 6th, allowed a couple of runs. For Champlain, it was 5 innings, couple of runs. But they kept the team in the game, and really that's all that we could ask for.
A guy that I don't think has been talked about enough at the major league level for the work he's done at the minor league level is a guy like Dane Johnson, right? You see Daniel Lynch pitch in Omaha for a long time. He's been nails in the bullpen for the big league club because of what he was able to work on in Omaha. Chris Bubich, I think you would say the same thing. Steven Cruz has been shuttled up and down a little bit. I was, bummed to see him return to Omaha. I hope that he's on, knock on wood, the postseason roster for the Royals when they get there. What is it about Dane Johnson and what is it about these pitchers that makes that relationship work so well and we see these guys getting better in Omaha?
Everyone loves Dane Johnson. Look, this is a guy who is, to use a cliche phrase, he's been around the block. Dane has done everything. Look, he pitched in the major leagues. He has coached at every level of the minor leagues. He's been a minor league pitching coordinator. He's been a major league bullpen coach. He's done everything. Really relatable for these players, right? He is going to give them encouragement, and part of it is making them believe in their stuff, right? I mean, a lot of the mound visits are, you've got this, you're fine, you don't need to worry about it. But he just has a great way of talking to these players, reinforcing what they're doing, and finding these little tweaks that players can make. It seems like a lot of pitchers are able to maybe fix their slider when they come down to Omaha. I know Zach Greinke and you mentioned Bubich and Lynch have had great success working with Dane. Every pitcher that I've talked to loves him. I've heard a lot say that he's the best pitching coach that they've ever had. Omaha is really lucky to have him.
Another guy that's been around the block, especially with Omaha, Mike Jerschley. What has this season meant for him?
Oh man, this is special for Jersch. He has been in Omaha for a long time, right? This is his 16th year with the with the AAA Omaha franchise. He's had some great teams. He's won the World Series. This is a fun group for Jersch. It's a lot of people that he knows. It's a lot of people that respect him. And he'd tell you that he probably hasn't done too much to help this group. He has a great support staff of coaches around him. But the truth is he has. He has the right way of motivating these people, maybe massaging the egos at AAA of people that don't want to be here, bringing the best out of his players, knowing the right time to maybe switch up the lineup or give a guy an extra at-bat or maybe bench someone. It always seems like he's been pulling the right string this year.
No better game to pull the right strings than tonight. Game 3, winner take all for a spot in a 1-game playoff in Vegas. Can you divulge who's on the mound first for the Chasers tonight? Who's getting the ball to start?
Yeah, so I'm excited about tonight because it's Dinelson Lamet. This is a guy that 5 years ago was maybe the best pitcher in the National League. I mean, he was top 4 in Cy Young Award voting in 2020, second team All Major League Baseball. That's another guy who the last couple of outings have been rough. Let's not even put those on our radar. Dinelson Lamet, he's a bulldog. This is a guy who has over 5 years of Major League service time, and he had a stretch of 6 straight starts where he was throwing 6 innings. You knew that he was going to throw a quality start. When it comes down to it, this is a winner-take-all matchup, and Omaha is sending its most veteran pitcher to the mound with the most on the line. That's all that I could ask for, really.
I know you just rolled up to the park. Did you get a sense of the mood or the vibe around the stadium going into things tonight?
It's positive. It is excited. The energy in the ballpark yesterday when the Storm Chasers were able to pull out that comeback from the 8th inning into the 11th, oh, man, it was special. It is unlike any – and it could sound like I'm just saying this. I am being completely honest. That is an environment that I have not experienced in a ballpark before. Going back to the clubhouse after the game, the music was popping. Everyone was fired up. It's smiles that I haven't seen all year. And even standing in Jersh's office talking with him just a little while ago, players are walking and they've got these big smiles on their faces. Chests are puffed out. They're feeling good about tonight. They're feeling confident. It really does feel like nobody's going to stop this Storm Chaser team.
You mentioned Lamet on the mound first. Is there an X factor for the offense in this winner-take-all game tonight?
I think it is to score early. Get on the board, take an early lead. Don't let Columbus have a chance. So many of Omaha's starting pitchers, man, once they get a little bit of a lead, it really feels like it's game over for the offense. This is a team that has a great bullpen. If you can give your pitcher a little bit of a lead early, score a couple of runs between the first and second innings, our starter, in this case, Janelson Lamet, is going to go out and pitch with a bunch of confidence. Probably is going to mean more strikes, more swings and misses, and then maybe you don't need as much of the bullpen later on to finish it off. So you put a couple of runs on the board early, play clean defense, and I think Janelson Lamet will be in a good spot to position the Storm Chasers for a win if that all happens.
Major League Club just wrapped up a sweep of the Washington Nationals 7-4 in D.C. Nick Batters, let's do it again tonight at Warner Park. I'll be there stirring up the Storm as best I can. Looking forward to what should be a fantastic environment. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great call tonight, Nick.
I appreciate that. Thanks so much. Looking forward to seeing you out at the ballpark tonight.
That's Nick Batters, play-by-play voice of the Omaha Storm Chasers, our guest on our Allo Fiber VIP line. Allo is where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. Make sure if you are an Allo subscriber, you're watching the ticket on channel 961 on their cable package. Just that simple. I have never been let down by my Allo internet. I know my parents have the cable package as well, and that's usually where they're watching me. So, hey, if you're not on stream, if you're not on the app or radio, guess what? Sitting at home, pop those feet up in the recliner, get your blanket on, get warm and cozy, get your popcorn, settle in, and watch the ticket on channel 961. We'll go to break. When we get back, the shootout with Strick. $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings on the line. It's 4 questions for Stricky, 4 questions for you. We'll play the game to wrap up hour 1 of On the Block after this.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Nebraskans are proud of their public schools. Hi, I'm Tim Royers. As a Nebraska Teacher of the Year, I traveled across the state and saw the value public schools bring to our communities every day. They're where our kids get the skills and opportunities they need to succeed. They're where families come together to enjoy a musical, cheer for our teams, talk with teachers, and build trusted relationships. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Old School with DP and J.
And, this part of camp it happens in high school camp, when they have a certain amount of time before their game, before school starts and all that. And then it happens in college and it happens in the pros. I had more fights with some of my good friends, the guys that I'm considered lifelong friends at this point in camp, than with some over-energized rookie trying to make a name for himself. Seriously.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey.
Good to see you, partner. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
And listen.
Rico wasn't crying in a corner, so thanks for taking care of him.
It was all good. Look, this was Ellie's first time being on without the radio. It was being on stream. So she had to kind of figure out. Rico gave her some bad information. So she pulled the so they called you Nate Brennan.
Oh, no.
And so we
That
had
ain't me.
We had the old one pulled up. So yeah, that's kind of how things went to start. But she figured it out. She's got it going. So we've got a good one. She's a quick learner.
That she is. We appreciate Ellie and all her hard work on the board. Strick, normally we play the shootout with Strick now, but you're getting off easy because we're on stream today. You're getting off easy. We are just going to play the trivia question or the tiebreaker question here. So get your texting fingers out, 402-464-5685. Y'all will go over, under, or push Strick's answer to this question. You ready for this one, Strick? You ready?
Let's get it.
Okay. Caleb Johnson of Iowa leads the Big Ten in all-purpose yards. How many yards does he have so far?
For now?
For now. This season, 2024 season. Caleb Johnson of Iowa leads the Big Ten in all-purpose yards.
That's everything. That's receiving.
That's rushing, receiving, return. Not passing.
And bop, boop. Carry the 1, 5, bop, times by, boom. Okay.
What you got, Stricky?
All-purpose.
All-purpose. All-purpose flour. AP yards. APY.
I'm going to say 568.
Stricky says 568.
500.
402-464-5685. We will give the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. The texter number 6 with the right answer.
500.
Over, under, push.
100.
And?
Is 100 a word?
500?
100.
HUNNID. 100?
But listen, I don't think you understand how it used to be when I was growing up. Because remember, I'm from Alabama.
I wasn't around then, Stricky.
I'm from Alabama.
You from Alabama? Opelika to be exact, right?
And I actually speak pretty good with
you do great.
Some English. My English is okay. People used to say I talk proper, but When I used to go back to Alabama for the summer, my dad would have to catch me for a little bit because every time I come back, I talk like this.
No, it's funny how that happens. You go someplace, you pick up the dialect.
The dialect.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because then you go to New York, it's different. You go to Boston.
Get your khakis.
You go to Boston, and it's $4. And
you go to Minnesota?
Yeah, right?
And, oh, boy. We're in for a long one. Look at that snow.
That's Scottish, ain't it? What is that?
That's Minnesota.
No way, bro. That sounded like you were from Scotland.
Tricky, let's go. We got this one in the bag. Got it in the bag.
And then certain places say soda and certain places say pop.
It's pop.
Yeah. Soda pop.
You disagree?
No, I'm just saying.
Like, as long as you're not one of those people that calls everything a Coke.
Like every time.
Every time?
Every time I go down there, Dale. I'm telling you, it was the wildest thing, bro. My Southern accent was wild. I used to talk crazy. Like crazy, I used to talk crazy. Crazy.
The winner of the $30 of Buffalo Wings and Rings is $53.79. $53.79. The answer is over 568 yards. Caleb Johnson of Iowa has 711 all-purpose yards.
Too bad off.
No, you're good. That was fine.
Was there some under? Let me check. Somebody check.
We had a push and we had a couple unders.
Unders. Okay. Little song. I almost said 7.
So close, Tricky.
Yeah. I almost said 7, but it's
Hey, speaking of 7, guess who scored 7 runs and won a game today?
Can't be anybody but KC. That's all I see.
The boys are playing some freaking baseball, Stricky. That's a sweep of the Nats.
There's one thing I've got to say about you, Austin Orman. I listen. I've got. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. Austin Orman. I got to give you a hand clap because you stuck with it. You stayed with it. You stood 10 toes down from the beginning
on that business.
You was standing on business. Austin, you said they would be there.
I did.
And I thought you was just capping because I thought you was really just talking because you were a homer. You know, you're one of those type of guys too. But I thought that was what you was on. But you actually knew something.
Yeah.
You believed in Bobby Witt.
I did. MVP. Today's hero,
did
Adam Frazier.
Did Shohei Ohtani take it from him with that
different league? Different league. AL and NL MVP.
But your boy got him though.
Hey, here's the problem. Aaron Judge has now homered in 4 straight games.
There you go. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's the problem. I don't like it. Not one bit.
Aaron Judge said, I don't know what y'all talking about.
Both those guys went through a bit of a slump there in late August and early September. Kind of coinciding with the Royals slide. Funny enough, Vinny Pasquantino was out for the Royals. So if Bobby would have helped the Royals win the series at the Yankees and looked really good doing it, there would have been a case. But with Judge homering in 4 straight games, I'm just glad the Royals are down to 2. Magic number's 2.
Two games.
2 combination of 2 Royals wins and Twins losses.
And there's 4 games left, right?
3 now for the Royals. Now. Twins have 4. Royals have 3. Magic number is down to 2.
Just get 2 of the 3.
I can smell what the Rockets cooking. I can smell it.
There it is.
It's right there.
Yo, we got a winner. So we've got a winner.
$53.79, $30 at Buffalo Wings and Rings. Royals win at 7-4. That means we are back live on the radio. We made it. We got lots to get to in the wide world of college sports. Dive into some Big Ten, maybe some Huskers and Purdue as well. All ahead in hour 2 of On the Block. Performance's state-of-the-art facility and certified trainers are dedicated to helping you achieve your fitness goals. Join a community that helps you get leaner, stronger, and move better than you ever have before. Visit 3 Pillars Performance online at 3pillarsperformance.com or in person at 5620 South 49th Street in Lincoln. Maximize your athletic potential with 3 Pillars Performance today.
Oh, Kansas.
Here we go. I can have today.
You just don't stop giving, do you?
Green flag, we're underway.
The closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history.
What a finish, boys.
Close to downtown, amazing campgrounds, 4 NASCAR races in 1 weekend, and it's the playoffs.
Goddamn drive.
Now you're just showing off. But we're not mad. In fact, we're looking forward to it. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway. September 27th through the 29th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry,
this deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Get closer to the magic than ever before. Play along with the Toy Story gang. Explore the colorful world of Coco. Sail away with Moana. Soar to new heights with Belle. And journey to Arendelle to thaw a frozen heart. It's an all-out celebration at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing Pinnacle Bank Arena this Friday through Sunday. Visit DisneyOnIce.com for show details and get your tickets today.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with a light wind out of the south and an afternoon high around 85. Tonight, clear skies with calm winds, the low around 54. And tomorrow, more sunshine with light winds and an afternoon high around 84. Our meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hour 2 of a Thirsty Thursday show comes your way here from 1040 O Street. Strick, Austin, Ellie with you for the next hour here during On the Block. We appreciate you. We appreciate your engagement and your involvement here all show long, whether that is on our video streams brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers at Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, or if it's on the Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line at 402-464-5685. 5379 was the winner of our $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Cubsker, I appreciate you. He says, Austin, my man, good luck to your Colts this weekend, and I hope all is well with you and Stricky. Cubsker, you're the Steelers fan, right? Because this stretch for the Colts, Stricky, is pretty insane for me when it comes to people at the ticket, right? So I just got done I lost to the Texans, right, to Jay. Beat the Bears. Okay, that's Harrison's team. Mm-hmm. Now I got the Steelers. That's Aaron Davis's team. Mm-hmm. Couple weeks off, Jaguars and Titans. Then, here's where we go. Dolphins for Jake Sorensen. Texans and Vikings. Back-to-back for Jay. Oh, by the way, triple down. Texans, Vikings, Bills. Okay, Jets, Lions. That's Nick's team.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to give y'all some work.
We'll see about that. Patriots. That's Rico's team. Mm-hmm. Get the Broncos. That's Raf's team. I'm playing everybody. Come on, come on, get some of this Colts work.
You don't want that work.
No, I really don't. You gave me credit for sticking with the Royals, and Stricky, your boy is wavering on the Colts right now. Wavering.
You see how quick? you see how quick Austin went? Shaky. Real quick. He looked at that schedule. It got real shaky.
I don't want to count my beloved Colts out yet, right? Yeah. I mean, a worse team, I think, last year ended up like 2 plays short of a division title. That's what they get for throwing it to a running back out of Iowa, right? They deserve it. They deserve it. They didn't trust Jonathan Taylor. Yes, I know he's a Wisconsin running back, but they went with an Iowa running back. I still do not understand that play call or that decision. But yeah, Stricky, I am not exactly inspired by the Colts thus far in the season. So here's the thing. If the Colts are going to go 1-16 or 3-14 or whatever, do it. Fine. Because guess what? Royals magic number is 2. I'm standing on Bobby Wood Jr. right now. Anthony Richardson, I'll be here for you later. Bobby Wood Jr., I'm here for you now.
At least you've narrowed it down. So that's the main thing.
Yeah.
You've narrowed it down to only 2, whereas there's still plenty of time for things to get turned around for the Colts. I just don't see it right now at this point.
And they're only 1-2. Like, it's not like things are atrociously terrible.
Yeah.
Houston just got blasted by the Vikings, like we talked about on Tuesday. Jacksonville's bad. Tennessee appears to be bad. AFC South appears to just be a mediocre division. I still think Houston is by far the favorite. If they don't win it by a couple games, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
But I am nowhere near as optimistic about the Colts as I was before.
Well, what areas do you feel are faltering you? Like, what's holding you up? What's hindering it? Is it quarterback play? Is it just they missed in the offseason and free agency? What do you think?
I would say the run defense has been among the worst in the NFL. Been absolutely gashed up. I would say the secondary is injured, and Ballard, the GM, didn't do anything to address it in the offseason. Mm-hmm. And Anthony Richardson is still getting sped up and inaccurate, which is fine. He's only played 7 NFL games. I get it. It's very boom or bust offensively right now. I just worry about Jonathan Taylor maybe getting too much put on his shoulders to cover for Anthony Richardson down the line. Had a fantastic game against the Bears, but it's the Bears. So I guess if I had to amend my preseason predictions, the Colts aren't the worst team in the NFL. They are more talented than a handful of teams on their schedule, but I don't think they're going to seriously challenge any of the good teams. So
okay,
that's what I got.
Understood.
Yeah. let's keep talking some football here, Stricky, and move to the college ranks here. Yahoo and Ross Dellinger, their senior college football reporter, put out an interesting article today. Of course, Big Ten headquarters right now in Chicago are hosting conference commissioners. There's meetings going on there at the site of the Big Ten, which I think is a great sign for the Big Ten. Right? I mean, yeah, people still probably give deference to the SEC, but to be able to hold, power conference commissioner meetings, or I guess Division I conference commissioner meetings in Chicago instead of, Atlanta or Nashville, that's a good sign for the Big Ten, right? Hey, we are a legit power player. We're not just second fiddle behind the SEC, but that's going to change next month. After the Division I commissioners are done meeting in Chicago, the Big Ten and SEC athletic directors are going to meet in Nashville. There's going to be a lot on their plate. I just think that's another step toward maybe, hey, something's coming.
Yeah.
Right. I get it. The presidents, the chancellors would have to be the ones to meet to really create the schism. They'd need, TV leadership to be there and be on board as well. But Strick, if you can go from having everyone meet in Chicago to having just the two most powerful conferences meet in Nashville, if I'm all the other conferences, it's none of my business, except that it really is their business. I would be kind of scared about what these two conferences are going to be discussing here next month.
What is some of the fear? Because here's the thing, I know you're explaining it from a perspective of being one of them, like you were in there, but Austin, we've talked about this. This is what I love about being on the block. A lot of the things that we talked about, if you can go back and just look at the TicketFM.com and just go back over some of our content, we talked about this. This is starting to shape up like we talked about. The two are looking to, in some form or fashion, become one, a conglomerate group of power in the football space. Yes, we understand and we know that they're also looking for creative means by which to do different things in different space with regard to scheduling, with regards to how things are going to play out with some of the already set in place, like SEC versus ACC type of things, how those things are going to play out. What it would look like. They're throwing out things with different models for playoff formats. You look at some, and I think this one's been rejected, and I can understand why. I mean, they throw out a 3-3-2-2-1, which basically means if you're listening that they're saying SEC 3, Big 10 3, 2 for Big 12, 2 for ACC, and
one for the rest.
One for the power.
5, group of 6.
Group of 6, and then the rest.
Wild
three get in where you fit in, basically. So they're throwing around these. It's giving monopoly. It's giving. We own Big Ten owns Park Place, and SEC owns Boardwalk. That's what it's giving. Anytime you come around here, you guys see us. That's what I'm giving. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Shout out.
Well, and hey, lucky for them, they own the two properties on the board that are closest to go. They're collecting $200 very frequently as well. A lot of money rolling in for those two conferences, which is why I would be worried as a different athletic director or commissioner, Strick, because according to Yahoo Sports' article from Ross Dellinger again, here's the list of topics that seems like they're going to be addressed at these meetings in Nashville next month. House settlement case, right? What's the quote-unquote salary cap? How do we pay athletes?
Stackers.
At least. A new third-party, aka non-NCAA enforcement model governance system. The future of the college football playoff. In this part, Strick, when I read this, it honestly made me laugh out loud because it says, and most noteworthy of all, a regular season and postseason scheduling arrangement. To me, that is the least significant
That's the least
portion of this, right? Because we've seen the ACC SEC challenge. We've seen the Big Ten ACC challenge in basketball before, right? That's not a big deal. Okay, cool. You're the two power leagues. You're going to play each other. We all expected this to happen. Just now it's in the regular season instead of the postseason. That to me is the least noteworthy part of this.
Right.
They're getting their heads together to figure out, hey, what are we going to tell people we can afford to pay student athletes with the House settlement? If the Big Ten and the SEC are in a meeting trying to set up that third-party enforcement model, guess what? It's going to be the Big Ten and the SEC hand-picking who's going to paper over what they're doing wrong and go after the smaller conferences, right? If you're going at a third-party enforcement model, that to me is something everyone should be involved in, not just the two biggest conferences. And then obviously the future of the college football playoff. The Big Ten and the SEC, we know they're telling us through their actions they want their own playoff. So by being able to exclude the other conferences, it's dangerous for those two conferences to be alone in a room and say, hey, guess what? We're working on a playoff format without you guys, or severely reducing the impact and the interest for you guys, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. That's scary. That freaks me out.
That is a scary thought to have. I mean, it's definitely a power dynamic that when you walk into the room, you kind of, and I know some of you have seen movies where you walk into the room and it's just so crazy to see these individuals and the way that they look at you, and you cower in with your head down.
Yeah.
Where the Yakuza boss or whatever walks in, boldly sits down, you know, smoking a cigar or whatever, don't really have to say much, and you're kind of sitting over in the corner just knowing that if you speak up, you might not make it out of the room. Right? I mean, that seems like a power dynamic that they're creating, is that there's not much that you're going to be able to say about it, do about it. It's very concerning when you look at like teams like Texas and the power that and the sway that they have, even Notre Dame, the sway that they have.
Okay. Does Notre Dame actually have sway? Or do we keep overrating how much power and influence Notre Dame has?
Well, anytime you can maintain a form of independence and still be able to make out like a fat rat, even though you may not be putting out the best of what you have to offer, there's some leverage there for some reason. And I don't know where it comes from. I don't know. Maybe the Pope sends over some flow and the Vatican has a little say-so in how things is being taken care of out here. I don't know. But it's something. It's something going on up there in good old Indiana.
Maybe that's the third-party enforcement that Notre Dame wants, but the Big Ten and SEC don't want to invite Notre Dame because they don't want a theocracy in college football. How about that?
Maybe.
Can you imagine if you put the Pope in charge of college football?
That'd be wild. That'd be wild. But you can say though that would be wild. But you can.
Who's the patron saint of Husker football?
Oh shoot, I don't know.
Text line 402-464-5685. For Husker football? What does Dylan Gabriel have to do with Husker football?
Saint Gabriel. Is that the
he can be for Oregon right now.
Well, Saint Herbie.
not Saint Little Red?
No, Little Red is like Prince. Little Red Corvette. That's what
you were rocking that raspberry beret last week, by the way.
You saw that?
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
Shout out to the ticket graphing staff doing a wonderful job as always. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I think there's you just look at this and you can see where it's going. You can see where it's starting to flow to.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to take its shape. The powers that be, because you know what they asked for? They said separation from the NCAA.
Yes.
No oversight from you, my friends. Like I told you they've been basically listening to a little chihuahua me, bark at their heels and ain't really doing nothing. So it's starting to come down. We just don't know how it's going to play out.
Let's say that the Big Ten and the SEC get their way and they get a third-party enforcement model. How confident are you that it would be a fair third-party enforcement model and not just the judicial arm of the Big Ten and SEC?
Yeah, and see, so here's why I have pause. Shout out to who was that said told me to get a pause moment not too long ago.
I think it was Eric. I think it was Eric.
Yeah,
Eric's always on telling you to pause.
Shout out, little Eric, because you don't have a K on it. So anyway, here's the thing. you look into these teams and how it's all panning out, and here's where it gives me pause, because you can just look around the landscape of the day. You can look at what's going on in politics. See, for me, this is how you can kind of get, it's not always going to be the case, because you can kind of get a little bit of understanding of how it can go. There's differences of opinion with regards to the Supreme Court. Some take a more of a social approach, and some take more of a constitutional approach. And sometimes one in the middle will find their way, and one will win that you may not expect, so forth. You can see the same in states. Certain states, certain judges deal with things a certain way, depending on who maybe they have affiliation with, or who, you're connected to, or who you know, type of thing. So you may get a vote, or you may get a ruling a certain way, depending on that. That's what gives me pause, because you can look at just how the systems are set up in different places and so forth and so on, that these type of systems, are they going to give more deference to SEC, Big Ten, as opposed to the little guys? That's why I say what I say, because it's all around us right now.
There really are no rules in college football. At least that's what it feels like, right? We don't have to harp on that point. What gives me, that same pause, Strick, I'm probably saying the same thing you say, just rephrased, is that it's going to be selective enforcement is the worry, right? The Big Ten and SEC will set rules for themselves and make different rules for everyone else, right? When what's supposed to make college football is that we know it's never been a perfectly even playing field, right? There are always programs with resources, programs without resources. But for the most part in college sports, programs have been free to use whatever resources they have as they see fit. I don't hope the Big Ten and the SEC would be so draconian as to restrict how these universities could use their resources, but you could see it, right?
Yeah.
If you have power, at some point you're going to say, no, that's too much for the other guy. We want something. We see this creep, right? It's been happening for a while.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Eventually.
Yeah.
I think that's how it runs.
Amen. Yeah.
This is why I always believe that a lot of power should remain with the people. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people would have expected Green Bay to fall into the doldrums after losing one Aaron, a great coach in Holmgren, starting over, lose your next guy. A lot of people thought you'd probably fall into the great Mad Max movies in the wasteland. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's something about it, because there's some form of accountability that comes with that, because the people have some sway and say, not necessarily ultimately decisions, but you have to I think just knowing that you're accountable to something other than yourself only, it helps.
Could you see the Big Ten and the SEC essentially setting up their own NFL where they get to name their own commissioner, but all the schools have to essentially buy in as quote unquote owners?
That's what I'm saying. It's possible. And there's nothing that's impossible from what we're even seeing right now, because let's be real. Everything that's going on right now, we may have talked about, but can you say that you really thought it was going to be possible? Like, you really couldn't say definitively that was going to be the case.
Right.
You can apply some inference to it, but you couldn't necessarily say that, this is definitively how it's going to go, because it's gone such a way for so long. And that would be such a sway of change that it's really hard to even in your mind say that that's possible. But it's here. So what you just said to me is something that's just not out of the range of possibility.
Something that would be completely different from anything we've seen before is, what if the Big Ten and SEC had their own second postseason outside of the college football playoff, right? The 12 teams that get in, the 16 down the road, whatever it is, that's the college football playoff. But Stricky, current bowl agreements, again, according to this Yahoo article, expire after the 2025 season. So one of the points of this meeting is for Big Ten and SEC athletic directors to get together and say, hey, we have regular season scheduling we want to get in place, right? Because according to this article, again, the 2 highest rated college football games in the first 4 weeks, Texas, Michigan, LSU, USC. Primetime matchups between those 2 conferences.
Mm-hmm.
TV executives see that. Athletic directors see that.
Facts.
Obviously, fans are seeing it. So there's some speculation that the Big Ten and the SEC want to completely reshuffle their bowl arrangements. So maybe not all, but most of the bowl games that feature Big Ten and SEC teams will be against each other. You with it?
I get it. And you can't help but to look at the numbers and the analytics and come to a conclusion. Like, just think about that, right? Like, just think about the way that it's set up with this conference between this conference, if they're number 3 against whatever, right? But say you end up now with one of those teams being a former power, not so Power 5 team, and they're now a Utah State is now in there, and you're playing them. Let's be real. You're not going to want that.
No.
Right?
Not if you're a TV executive, at least.
Does it? Well, do you think those type of matchups create more interest from the players to want to play in the games? Because what we're seeing now is outside of the college playoffs, which I love the expansion for this reason alone, that it's going to keep more players in chasing the natty.
Yeah.
As opposed to them saying this is a no-nonsense bowl game, and even saying this is a New Year's 6 bowl game, which is a great bowl game, but that benefits ain't really touching me. So I'm gonna, make sure that there's no injury going into the New Year's for my opportunities at the next level. So that's where we're at with that.
I want to pick your brain here real quick. As a former player, I know you've talked about before, seeing conference rivals year after year gave you juice, right? Especially going to their gyms sometimes, whether it was Gallagher, Iba, Fogg, Hilton, whatever. As a player, was there ever any juice that like, oh, wait, we've never seen these guys before. It'll be cool to play this program or that program instead of just seeing the same old non-conference opponents.
Yeah, no question. I remembered you've got to remember the time, because around this time UNLV was playing everybody, and so you'd get to see a lot of their games because our games would be over and their games would be maybe on, and you'd get an opportunity to catch them. So sometimes you would see UNLV, but then you would see who they were battling against. Back then, it was Long Beach State, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You hear about this pyramid, you hear that they're doing summer leagues there. Now all of a sudden you get to play them, right? You've heard about this Western Conference team.
Mm-hmm.
Like even when we played Fresno, because Jerry Tarkanian was there, right? I like that. You hear about these teams that probably you're not going to see in any other manner. You may meet them at a Rainbow Classic or, but you would like to maybe see them in their own gym or them come to yours.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I've always kind of had that feeling, when you thought about somebody, I wonder what it would be like to play against that team in their arena. Yeah.
I just think
we played Texas down at Texas. That was one I was really excited about.
I just think that if you get Big Ten SEC year after year after year, you're going to get kind of tired of those matchups, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Nebraska seemed like they were matching up with Mississippi State in basketball, more than the fair share times. You had the games against Washington 3 times in 2 years, which I get it's just how it worked out in the end, but it gets kind of boring. There's a lot of teams Nebraska hasn't played, right? Like, yeah, Nebraska's never played Kentucky in the SEC. Nebraska's never played Vanderbilt from Kentucky, but let's say Nebraska got to play Louisville in a bowl game. They never played them, never played Virginia, never played Boston College. Part of the allure, I think, of bowl games, especially, like if you don't want to schedule these games in the non-conference, I get it. If you're playing 9 conference games or even more, if you go to this quote-unquote NFL style where you're playing at least one SEC team, then your 9 Big Ten games you got to fill in, you're probably not getting another quote-unquote power opponent. But I still think you need room in those 2 non-conference games for those fun off-the-wall matchups. Never seen these guys before. Hey, this is fun. They had an open date. We had an open date. Great. And even bowl games, like the Pinstripe Bowl is no fun, right? It's cold. It's in New York City, in Yankee Stadium. It's snowing. It's disgusting weather.
Yeah.
But guess what? You could probably see someone you haven't seen before. You get, a game in Detroit against a team from the MAC you've never seen. No, it doesn't move the needle like another Big Ten SEC matchup. But that to me, Stricky, is part of the fun, because I just feel like college football is kind of mirroring society in that it's taking more and more and more to get our attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it actually is, right? I just think we're being bombarded and overloaded with big, loud, in your face, pay attention to this over here, now over here, now over there, now look over here, over here, over there, blah. When sometimes you need that break.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a Northern Iowa for the first time in school history. Sometimes you need a Central Michigan or whoever it is, where, TV people are going to want these big matchups. But I think for fans' sakes and just our general health as a society, not everything has to be the biggest, loudest, best. Sometimes you need those pauses. Sometimes you need those lesser matchups to make sure you remember and can contextualize the importance of these big matchups.
So here's the way I think about that, right? And I look at it from this standpoint. I think there's some things that they can do, and I think you can do it if you're working together and you're negotiating these things as Big Ten and as SEC. I think you can do an off conference. So here's what I'm saying. You set up those games 1 year, and then you go off conference. Maybe Big Ten is ACC. Maybe SEC is
Big 12.
Big Ten is Big 12
Yeah.
initially. ACC, since the proximity, ACC is going to be SEC.
Yeah.
Then they would play offshoots of that. So the first year it would be SEC and Big Ten matchups. The off year you pick your matchup that goes for 2 off years, and then the SEC switches. And then you're going to go Big Ten, ACC,
home and away,
and big SEC,
Big 12. Mm-hmm.
And I think you can do that. That can keep it more interesting.
Yeah. Oh,
but you need to have those. And then maybe if you want, but I wouldn't, because that's not where the money and the views are. I wouldn't throw in a Power 5. I would let those be non-cons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like every now and then, every once a year, or you're trying to build your resume. If you're a top tier team like an Ohio State or a Georgia, I maybe would go play because I'm not going to have to worry about my numbers. I think our numbers are going to be fine because of the conference that we play.
Right.
So I would go play against a non-Power 5 school. You know what I mean?
I get you. Right.
So that's kind of the way I'm thinking.
And I think that would be a good way for the Big Ten and SEC to, at the very least, seem benevolent, right?
Yeah.
Hey, look at what we're trying to do to help you. We want to give you TV opportunities as well for your TV partners, because guess what? There are TV partners as well, where you're still negotiating from a position of power. I think you would maybe come off as maybe a little condescending. Hey, look at this handout we're giving you. That's not how you want to come off. It's how it would be received, right or wrong. But you keep it fresher. I think for fans, you could get a Nebraska, Oklahoma State, a Nebraska, Kansas State, home and home like you haven't had in a long time. You could get an ACC team you've never seen before. But I think the incentive here, Strick, is kind of like when you had the Big Ten ACC Challenge or, the Gavitt games, Big Ten versus Big East in basketball. Not every team got a game. If you do it by standings, guess what? There's 16 teams in the Big 12. There's 18 in the Big 10. Bottom 2 teams in the Big 10, you miss out on this national TV opportunity.
Raise your bar.
Or if you do just 12 teams, hey, bottom 6 teams in the Big 10, bottom 4 in the Big 12, you miss out on this opportunity. So again, that kind of artificially raises the stakes, but provides incentive for programs to improve and not settle. Something like that.
Man, they need to hire us, man. They need to bring us in, man. We come up with ideas. They in there sitting there drinking on wine and bourbon, and we be in there handling business. See, they need to stop and just call us over here at 937 The Ticket. We'll take care of y'all, get y'all right. You're probably stealing all our stuff right now anyway.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it a point to go to these meetings in Nashville.
Find
Just as
out what
wires
they-
happen to
they
see just how many of our
plagiarized.
ideas.
We're going to expose them. We're
these
going to expose the plagiarizing of what they've been doing with taking our stuff here on 93.7 The Ticket. But it's all good.
Get ready for it.
Get ready.
We just want royalties.
Facts.
That's all we ask.
That
We'll
part.
go to break. More Out on the Block when we get back.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
NIPCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready mixed concrete, Husker concrete, and Beatrice concrete. NIPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NIPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with a light wind out of the south and an afternoon high around 85. Tonight, clear skies with calm winds and a low around 54. And tomorrow, more sunshine with light winds and an afternoon high around 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you ever gotten a car deal so good that you can brag about for decades? This is that deal. The government has given us a $4,000 instant credit on vehicles already at the historically lowest prices. Cars that were over $50,000 just 2 years ago are now selling below $20,000. See the deals here and drive away the car of your dreams at a price you never thought possible. Go to 4000off.com, 400off.com to learn more.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest Best Boxing on Saturday, October 5th with Roughnecks at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. 8 bouts are scheduled for the night, including the main event of Dwayne Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks in the professional middleweight championship bout. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, we are rolling right along here during On the Block. You guys have some good thoughts here on the text line at 402-464-5685. Cigar Guy chimes in here at Stricky. He says, I like the big matchups or whatever, but I equally enjoy a great MAC game or whoever's playing as long as it's a good game. I hate something like Ohio State versus garbage in the final of 70-3. That's trash to watch. Here's a follow-up, though, from Ben on the text line. He said, here's the thing, though. Those tune-up games at the beginning of the year might be some of the only chances those third stringers and scout team dudes have a chance to get in a game. It's college football. You still can't take anything for granted, but, like Ohio State versus, overpowered MAC foe X, you can kind of play in to get your third stringers in the game. But I think both guys, bring up a point that I was making, which is, yeah, we all like the big matchups, right? There's a reason that they keep giving us more and more of them. Yeah. But there's got to be more to the world and more to college sports than these big matchups, right? You got to develop the other people for the health of the team and for the health of the sport, right? The first stringers aren't around forever. Yesterday's third stringers are tomorrow's first stringers if the system is working correctly. So yeah, we've tipped the scales plenty in the direction of big game for the last 10 weeks of the year, and even like the first week or two, really. But there's got to be at some point someone puts their finger on the scale and says, "There's more to life than TV revenue. Suck it up for a couple weeks. It's going to be okay."
I mean, I just know the feeling. So I can't really speak for anyone else on this one. I just know the feeling I have when I'm watching a game or I'm looking at a schedule and I see those games that just don't have no interest in. And I hope I just haven't been desensitized to just wanting to watch a certain type of game. But this, the way we view things now, the way we see things now, like I was watching football games on Sunday and had no interest because they were like blowouts.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't even feel like watching no more. It's over with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to get to that point in college football because I'm going to be honest. I look down some of the schedules and I'm like, I'm not going to really watch that. Or I might flip on it just because it's halftime of this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that feeling. So for me, I understand it's not right. You want to give opportunity and shots to everybody else. But at the same time, I don't want to sit home and watch it.
Was Nebraska Northern Iowa an interesting game to you?
Some parts of it. Yeah. Not bad. But I wasn't geeked off of it.
Was Nebraska UTEP an interesting game to you?
No.
Really?
Just all right.
Even though it was 9-7?
Yeah.
It was 7-7. UTEP answered Nebraska. They scored.
Yeah,
It was one possession game, and getting close to the second quarter.
I would say Illinois was more.
That was a ranked unranked matchup. That's a big matchup.
But I'm saying it was maybe okay. Here's the best way I think I can explain it. All right. There are some times on a weekend, whether it be a UFC or a boxing, a fight will come up. There'll be a fight card placed, and you'll take a look at it, and you'll see, oh, okay, cool. But I'm not really geeked to go and want to watch it. It just didn't turn me, move me.
Yeah.
Right. But then, like, for example, John Jones and Chael Sonnen. I actually went to that fight, right? John Jones and Chael, it was the buildup. Like, I don't know if that's what it is. It was the buildup. It was the energy. It was the pre-fight, the conversations, the talking, a lot of ish. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, what made Colorado, Nebraska that? I think it was some buildup to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was it was energy because of revenge. Then you see the snippets, a lot of talking. Then you see, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if that's what it is, because sometimes I pass over the fight. Even though it ends up being a good fight, I pass over it because it wasn't build up to it. I don't know. I'm just weird.
No, I get where you're coming from. And I know for a fact, given our text line and other times we've had a conversation similar to this one, is that you're not alone, right?
Yeah.
For some people, especially, you're a busy guy, right? You got other stuff going on in your life. So you and plenty of other people need a good reason to want to sit down and watch something.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I've lost some of that in myself, where I used to be able to just, pop on the TV. Yep. Cool. Here's a game. Let's switch to the next game, switch to the next game. And I didn't really care. I can still do that a little bit with college basketball. The college football and the NFL are kind of losing me in that way. But specifically with college football and sticking around Nebraska here, Strick, sometimes you just like a, quote unquote, relaxing week, especially for a program that's been through what Nebraska has been through, where knowing that you have UTEP to work out the kinks before Colorado, that was essentially Colorado buildup, right? That entire week was, okay, yeah, we can't overlook UTEP, can't overlook them, but you're looking forward to Colorado. And then you do need some time to decompress after a win like Colorado.
Right.
That's where a game like Northern Iowa is super helpful. Hey, guess what? There's a little bit of novelty, a little bit of intrigue there, because you got a couple players from Northern Iowa in the recent past, Chris Kolarvik and then Omar Brown, who got an NFL cup of coffee. It's an FCS team, but they're ranked, right? So it's big enough for a small game, but not overbearing. I think the game held your attention, right? Bogged down in the second half like Nebraska games have tended to do recently. But I think as a fan, at least for me, sometimes it's nice to have those catch your breath games. And that's where I think it's kind of disappointing in one form or fashion that Nebraska hasn't had more of those kind of take a breath weeks in conference play. Like Northwestern's been a war pretty much every year except for one. Purdue, even when they've been bad, have given Nebraska everything. Illinois is no pushover. Minnesota has always been solid. Even games against like Rutgers and Maryland when they first joined the conference, they weren't cakewalk, sleepwalk games. Indiana, right? Not a football power, has pushed Nebraska. So I think some of that is, hey, Nebraska, pick it up, kick it in gear, right? Give yourself some easier weeks. But if the conferences are only going to up your strength of schedule by adding these big name teams and making sure they get more, marquee brand on brand matchups, to me, that only emphasizes the need for some of those weeks where you can take a deep breath. It doesn't devalue them.
Okay. I see the value of your point. And again, I'm just speaking off feeling. It's just something that I just feel, you know what I mean? But I'm okay with it. However it plays out or however it goes, I'm okay with it. I just love the sport. I'm not going to say I'm not going to watch it, but I'm going to be honest. I have turned and went somewhere else and started a movie or something just because it didn't have that oomph to it that I want.
I forgot to ask you what movie you thought Illinois was going to be on Friday.
That's all right. Pick it up this week.
Yeah, we have to. Nebraska and Purdue. Early kickoff. You making it down to the studio? You streaming in for pregame on Saturday, Strick?
I will be out of town.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I will be out of town. So I will be streaming in. Yeah.
Oh, well. We'll go to break, wrap up on the block right after this. We got Thirsty Thursday coming up to kick off Old School. One more segment from us before that.
Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Get closer to the magic than ever before. Play along with the Toy Story gang. Explore the colorful world of Coco. Sail away with Moana. Soar to new heights with Belle. And journey to Arendelle to thaw a frozen heart. It's an all-out celebration at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Playing Pinnacle Bank Arena this Friday through Sunday. Visit DisneyOnIce.com for show details and get your tickets today.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with a light wind out of the south and an afternoon high around 85. Tonight, clear skies with calm winds and a low around 54. And tomorrow, more sunshine with light winds and an afternoon high around 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we are out of the gate for September with a very special GMC sales offer. We must move out all new GMC truck inventory fast. So right now at Koppel, we are offering true GM supplier pricing for everyone. Yes, you heard right. True GM supplier pricing on all GMC Sierras. That's over $12,000 off on select models. That's GM supplier pricing, $12,000 off on Sierras. Do not wait. Stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join us this Tuesday, October 1st from 6 to 8 a.m. when the break meets the bird. That's right, early break at Early Bird, 19th and K from 6 to 8 a.m. Stop by, see myself, Steve Sipple, and Bill Bush for live remote and the best breakfast in town with free parking. Early Bird, 19th and K on Tuesday, October 1st. We'll see you there.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Solutions, Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Are your feet just killing you? You feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Brown's carries a wide range of widths in store. Brown Shoe Fit on 66th and Q.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One final segment here during On the Block. Big thank you to Nebco for their sponsorship of the show, their partnership with us here during On the Block and at 93.7 The Ticket. Nebco's operations span the state of Nebraska and supply the construction industry with the materials needed to construct buildings, streets, and highways. They've been doing it since, guess when, Stricky?
1908.
1908.
Long time.
Fourth generation, family-owned and operated business with over 1,200 employees and 26 companies throughout Nebraska. Nebco has officially outlived the Oakland A's.
Is that how it's gone?
And the Kansas City A's. And not quite the Philadelphia A's. They're on to their fourth home next year. They're wrapping up their final series at the Oakland Coliseum here today against the Texas Rangers. Sold out crowd, Strick, for the not so fond farewell, I guess, to the Oakland Athletics. We know a lot of fans didn't want them to leave, but they wanted John Fisher out of their back pockets, and he's just kind of being a nuisance to them. But elsewhere in Major League Baseball, Stricky, the Chicago White Sox do not want to make history. They are fighting like the Dickens to stay the 120 losses. Right now, they are 38 and 120 entering today's game. They're up 7-0 on the Los Angeles Angels right now. They put them at 39 and 120. In 1962, when the Mets were an expansion franchise, they went 40 and 120 in their first season.
Terrible.
So bad. So very bad for a while. But here's the thing, Strick. The White Sox have the chance to do one of the funniest things imaginable. And that is, end the season on a 6-game winning streak to just tie the record, not beat the record set by the Mets. But Royals fans out there, you are cheering that the White Sox avoid history. Right now, it's the Royals and the Tigers essentially tied in the playoff standings right now. Detroit ends the year against the White Sox. Kansas City went 12-1 against the White Sox this year. Minnesota went 12-1 against the White Sox this year. And I believe Detroit is 9-1 against the White Sox this year. Every team plays 13 games against other teams in their division. So if you're a Royals fan, root for your former Royals in Chicago this weekend. Hope that they do the funniest thing imaginable and only tie the Mets. But I guess the question for you, Stricky, is as a professional athlete, right? You're in the midst of one of the worst seasons in baseball history, even regardless of sport. If you're on the winless Lions team or nearly winless Browns team back in the day, what do you go to work for? Like, what keeps you showing up and actually competing like the White Sox are now to maybe, try and avoid making the worst kind of history you can make?
I mean, you've just got to go out and keep plugging. But the problem is everybody may not be on the same wavelength, plane of thought that you. And this can happen on a smaller scale in basketball because it's more visible and there's less people that you can see. like, you can understand if you're really laying off or you've turned it in. You can see it. It's very prevalent. You can mask it in football. Like when you're dealing with the levels of football and baseball, there's 11 players.
Yeah.
As a pitcher, you miss. You can turn it in that way. You can write it off as just a bad night.
Mm-hmm.
As an infielder, a ball that's hit instead of diving for it or running it and tracking it down in the gap, you kind of know that it's going to get to the wall and you just kind of play it off. You know what I mean? There's ways that you can do it. So you just got to keep plugging and you got to keep guys motivated. And as a skipper, you've got to figure out things to point them to for focus when it looks bad like that. When it's just so bad that no one really wants to be here, but we've got to finish it out. You don't want to have the owners looking at you all funny and side-eyed. You want them to kind of say, okay, it was just a bad year. This is what we need to add, and this is what we can do. You don't ever want it to look like you lost the team.
Right, which is part of why Pedro Grifol was fired during the season here for the White Sox. But Strick, I feel like a part that isn't maybe discussed as much when it comes to situations like this is the agent. If I'm an agent for one of these players, I'm saying, I'm sorry you're in this situation. We didn't know it was going to be like this. You didn't know it was going to be like this. We'll keep a better eye out next time to make sure you don't end up in a situation like this. But I feel like the agent is going to be very important for these players, has been for a while now, because you can't just mail it in necessarily, because guess what? Other teams are watching. You have a good series against a contender next year's trade deadline. Like, hey, this guy tore us up. We like his peripherals. We like his behind the scenes numbers. We're willing to trade for this guy. So you never know who's going to take an interest in you, whose first impression of you is, hey, this guy was pretty good against us in a series. Maybe he can help us next year down the line. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's the way that I would, I would just try to figure it out as how, because you got to do it collectively and individually. Because again, you lose one guy, a guy individually just is kind of in his own zone. A ball goes down the line, and which could have been a double turns into a triple because you just didn't really want to go track it down. You don't want that. You just want everybody to kind of stay engaged.
Let's go to the text line here real quick too. Mike sends in this, Turkey. I still can't believe I'm reading this, but he says, prediction: Purdue exposes the black shirts. Purdue wins easily 38-17. Huskers miss a bowl game again after only winning 5 games this year. Dang, Mike. Damn. You good? You good, friend? You good?
I don't think it's that bad. I understand that there's going to be a loss in 2 or maybe 3 or even 4. Those are very possible. I think they do better this year. I don't think they come out the same. And if they do, then there's totally a miss there, because I don't think they're that bad.
Did you and Rico talk about the road environment first segment?
Yeah.
I don't want to step on your toes there.
No,
but
go ahead.
If that happens, I mean, there has been a whole series, a whole string of disappointing losses in recent Nebraska football history.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you drop this game to this Purdue team, I would be very close to speechless, right? Is Purdue as bad as they've shown? Probably not. Notre Dame's solid. Notre Dame's feisty, right? Notre Dame's defense is certainly better than Nebraska's. There's no way Notre Dame's offense is that much better than Nebraska's. They did it with a lot of quarterback run. I don't think that's going to be part of the game plan for Nebraska. They did it with Jeremiah Love, who is an absolute game changer. Then Oregon State just kind of exerted its will on Purdue. Made plays, a couple in the passing game, a lot in the running game. Marcus Satterfield, we've talked about it for a while, Strick. He's never going to be a run-the-ball coordinator. He's just not. If there was ever a week to do it, though, it's on the road. Take some pressure off your freshman quarterback, set him up for layup throws, set him up for one-on-one reads on deep shots, and shoot, get Dante Dowdell a 100-yard game. Dang it, right? Get 100 for Dante Dowdell. Get 75 for Emmett Johnson. Get 75 or 50 for Ramir Johnson, whoever is. Shoot, throw Gabe Irvin in there. See if he's got anything left in the tank out of the, I don't want to say doghouse. We haven't seen him in a couple games. If there was ever a game that I think Nebraska could win by a comfortable 24-3, 27-3 margin, It's this Purdue team. Now, I don't think that the Husker defense will just hold Purdue to 3 points. I do think they have a legit running game. I think this is a game where the offense can get back on track by just committing to fundamental football.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. What lessons could they learn coming off of this hurting loss? What could they learn? What things could they adjust to? And they're fixable. You know what I mean? I think they need to really hone in and focus on the special teams game, i.e. definitely kicking field goals. Because here's why. You have things that happen in that game where you took another 1-score loss. You also the discipline parts of it with the penalties, which you saw before, you were able to get away with it, but you play good teams, you can't. You go on the road, you can't. Those are the things that can cost you game, momentum, shifts, all kinds of things like that. But they're things that are addressable. And this is what you need to do in this type of a week. Address the situations, play well, because again, to me too, there was way too much. I think you got to force them to beat you. Like there was way too much space, I thought, on the outside. And I would have questioned Tony White on that, because there was he was just able to catch, look, throw. Like you should not, against a good team, just have that kind of I'm not talking one time. I mean, one time change of coverage, maybe was a cover 3, so guys are immediately dropping off or whatever. But it was literally, I'm talking 3rd down, 6. It was boom, boom, boom. Like, make them beat you. Make him drop darts. I don't think they made him do that. I think they allowed his feet to work, and they allowed him to just kind of step into throws when he wanted to do it. And so I don't know. I don't know if they were given too much respect or not.
Well, that's what happened 2 years ago when Nebraska went to Ross-Ade Stadium. Aiden O'Connell went 35 of 54 through the air, 391 yards, 4 touchdowns against 1 interception. I think it was Malcolm Hartzog that had the interception for the Huskers in that game. Charlie Jones had a big game, 12 catches for 132 yards and 2 of those touchdowns. But 2 years ago, Strick, we expected the Purdue passing offense, right? O'Connell was an older guy. Jones was there. I think Payne Durham was still on that team. Really good tight end for them. Yeah, he was. TJ Sheffield was all right. But it was really the running game, Strick, that no one expected out of Purdue. Devin Mockabee, that was his coming out party against Nebraska. 30 carries, 178 yards, and a touchdown. His long was only 18 yards, but he was gashing Nebraska at will. Last year, he averaged 6 yards a carry again. 7 carries for 42 yards, and Ellis in Illinois points that out. He says, Purdue's pretty stinky, but Mockabee always seems to give us fits. He's fine. I don't think he's as good as he's shown against Nebraska, but here's the thing. You now have a couple years of film on this guy, right? Learn his tendencies. Step up and stop the run. And Strick, I love the situation that Nebraska is walking into in West Lafayette, because they have been challenged in the run game the last 2 weeks. Northern Iowa punched them early. Defense stood up better in the second half, still got gashed a couple times. Illinois said, we don't care who you think you are. We know who we are. We are running the ball in the fourth quarter, and then Altmaier paid it off. I'm glad Purdue has focused on a rushing attack this year, because if you're going to fix it, if you are true to your word and saying we're going to make the necessary adjustments, we're going to play with that edge and that chip on our shoulder, you don't want to take a week off, play a spread passing team, air raid team, and forget everything. I'm glad Nebraska has a third straight running team, because now we get to see just how real this team is in answering the bell.
Yeah. I don't know why you ask rhetoricals. You be laying out the foundation and want me to like put whipped cream and topping and no, you're saying exactly how I viewed it, or I think I think there's a good way of adding to that. But I agree. I think they need to just take on an opportunity very quickly afterwards, so you don't get just in your own head so deeply.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can you see in Kevin's box from out here? What's he got? Can you see?
I don't know, but
Sealed.
He's here.
He is. That means we're going to go to break. We have Thirsty Thursday leading off old school when we get back. It's been a great show here on the block. Thanks to Strick, Rico for sitting in, Ellie on the board. Nicholas Batters of the Omaha Storm Chasers joined us at 2:30. Check out the podcast wherever it is you get it. Thanks to Nebco, Starter Heyman Jewelers, and Aloe. We got Old School and Thirsty Thursday coming up next.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we are out of the gate for September.